Yes. It's steel.
But you can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean.
Keeping it real.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven and this is Steel Keeping It Real. So you know what today is. It's Throwback Thursday! And because it is Throwback Thursday, what I like to do is dig deep into the crates, go back to the days of yesteryear, and play you guys some classic hits. Now, we are still in the late 80s. I just did The Cure, which was Pictures of You, which was 1989. And now I am doing Stevie B, and the song is Spring Love, which is 1988. So I would have been 19 at the time, if we're talking spring. Almost 20 maybe, because my birthday's in May. So if we're talking 1988, I'm out living on my own. I believe I have roommates at the time. Me and my roommates had a serious, what's the word I want to say? They had a different picture of where they wanted their lives to be. And I was a little bit older. I believe my roommates at the time were like 17, like they dropped out of high school. But I knew them from the neighborhood, and yet they wanted to go in a different direction. I could say it, but only they would know what this is. They wanted to do drug dealing and do drugs, and I just wasn't about that life. They tried to, have me inject like cocaine, and the blessing in disguise was that I have very deep veins. I have even nurses that can't even find my veins, and I've been stuck like a Cupid doll. When they try to draw blood or give me something or give me an IV, they have to go find the veins in the back of my hand and stuff like that. So I never have shot up drugs. I've done a lot of drugs, but I've never used a needle to take any drugs. So there's a blessing. But Stevie B was all over from 1988, which is his debut album called Part of Your Body. And then 1989, when he came out with a song that sounded similar to Spring Love, but was even a bigger hit, and that was I Want to Be the One. So Spring Love has a special place in my heart. It brings on happier feelings, or just that air. Remember when I if you guys have been watching my videos, I talk about summer songs, and this is like one of those summer songs, the beginning of the summer songs that kind of gets everything started, and away it goes a good summer. Even though I know I was working throughout that whole summer, because you got to pay the rent. So if you like videos like this and others on my channel, please don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button, because I'm doing at least 15 videos each and every week. So without any further ado, here is Stevie B and Spring Love.
And here we go.
I remember when we first
Spring Love by Stevie B. Now, one of the things that it reminds me about this song that I'm going to discuss is that there was a certain sound that was coming out in the late 80s, and it was the Miami sound. Not Miami Sound Machine, but it was like a strictly kind of like a bass-driven, dance-driven, kind of maybe a slight little Latin feel to it that was coming out, and it was turning into pop and dance. Because you could hear this song, and it's just a constant beat, rhythm, and it gets you on the dance floor, or it did get you on the dance floor, because people did dance to this. And then you had groups like Expose and the Cover Girls, and, you know, Debbie Deb, and, you know, Lisa and the Cult Jam, all having these particular sounds or using those sounds to their advantage, because again, you know, people want to get out on the dance floor. So this is no exception. And Stevie B, being from Miami, took, you know, full advantage of the sounds that were going around and the culture that was going around. It's almost like when you talk about the 90s and grunge, you think of Seattle. You know, it's almost in that way. The only person who didn't go with the norm of that Miami sound was Vanilla Ice, when he did Ice Ice Baby. Because Vanilla Ice is from Miami, or from Florida, and he mentions it Miami with where the bass sounds, you know, in the Ice Ice Baby. But his songs didn't sound like Miami stuff, but still, nonetheless, you know, he had a hit with what he was doing. But I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole other day. But yeah, Stevie B sporting the Jerry curl on 11, because he had the little shades part of the heads on the side, but the Jerry curl was glistening. And it was perfect. There wasn't a hair out of place. I mean, his hair was almost as long as the girl's was in the video. And that was another thing. When you're talking about Miami, you know, all you're thinking about is sunshine, and, you know, them having, you know, the women world. When you talk about Latin women of the 80s, and I'm not saying that Latin women now aren't the same way, but you talk about Latin women of the 80s and in Miami, not even in Miami, because I think Lisa is from New York, and she's Latin. But, you know, I had the biggest crush on Lisa, and almost anybody that looked like Lisa. I don't know. I think for the very first time I heard "I Wonder If I Take You Home," yeah, I was hooked. You know, I was like a cartoon, and I heard, I smelled something in the air, and I just lifted off the ground and started going towards the smell with my nose, and my eyes would be closed and a smile on my face. You know what I'm talking about. That's how I felt about Lisa and Latin women in the 80s, when I'm just a young buck, you know. I mean, I turned 21 in 1990, so you know, hormones ain't that a bitch. So if you're still here, I thank you very much for staying tuned. I really do appreciate it. First and foremost, I want you guys to like the videos as much as I like making them for you. After that, all you need to do to help me out with my channel is to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Peace.